Hey everyone, why it's Anthony Fantano here, the best teeth in the game, and it's time for another edition of Let's Argue. Let's Agree, where I go online, I accept your cold takes, your popular opinions, and I agree with the most agreeable ones. Let's go. Nipsey Hussle was a great man. In all my time of doing Let's Agree, I don't think there's been an easier agree than this one. I agree. I'm not gonna front, I was not a huge fan of Nipsey's music outside of some of the material off of his Crenshaw tape, but everything I had ever heard or read about the guy said that he was super level-headed, was mega charitable, and took what success he was able to build out of nothing and shared in it in a way that I think maybe a lot of artists should. Giving back and building up your community, it's definitely a rarity. Flannels look good on you. Well, why, thank you. Hopefully I'm still able to wear them even after they go long out of style, though I'm not seeing that being the case anytime soon. It's going to be really awkward if we reach a point where flannels are just like way out of style, totally uncool, and like the worst thing that you could wear, and yet like my review system is based on these yellow and red flannels. It's going to be kind of messed up. Soundtracks work better in films than on their own. Yes, I agree. And this is essentially why I mostly just review albums and not so much soundtracks. Hey, soundtracks are good. I love me some soundtracks. The first two friggin' Cowboy Bebop OSTs are amazing. Vangelis and Ennio Morricone are amazing. But, you know, trying to analyze a soundtrack in the same way that you would any other album, it's kind of an exercise in futility, in my opinion. Even if there are some great ideas and high points on the soundtrack in question. Because at the end of the day, it's just not going to hold up to the album experience because it's not meant to be sort of listened to in the same way that you would a record, and I review albums. You know, I review popular songs. The music industry is wild. I agree. Yes, between artists, some of whom are very talented, being paid next to nothing, to crazy allegations flying left and right, and record labels making money hand over fist, crazy journalistic outlets that are totally morally bankrupt. Yeah, the industry's crazy, dude. The industry's crazy. No matter what we rate individual songs / albums, etc., the existence of music gets a 10 out of 10. You know, that's gonna be an agree right there. That is an agree, a hard, beefy agree. If not for music, I don't know what I'd be doing here today. Probably either dead or working as an accountant, one or the other. Let's agree not to get upset at Anthony for giving My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a 6 out of 10. Instead, get upset that the Guardian's review gave My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a 2 out of 5 stars, which is a 4 out of 10. I think it goes to show just how little attention I pay to other professional review sites that I didn't even know that score existed. I was under the impression that I had like given that album the lowest rating amongst all of the professional reviewers. Not that I'm trying to make that my claim to fame or anything. I would much rather people just frickin' leave it in the past, but, you know, whatever. It's a meme. It's a meme. Oh, and also, yes, I agree that your tweet that should be the case, but the chances of everyone else agreeing is regardless of the Billboard situation, seeing someone like Billy Ray actually work with Lil Nas X is pretty amazing, and it shows how far we've come in bending genres. Yeah, stuff like this has been done before, but this is a country legend on a TikTok famous song, and that's absurd. Yes, we have seen country rap and R&B crossovers before. You're talking Tim McGraw and Nelly, and also Nelly and Florida Georgia Line. But I think if this new situation illustrates anything, it's just the power of internet virality. I mean, really, it seems like anybody out there can have a random internet hit if you have the right time, right place, right platform, right context, right song, right lyrics, right memes attached to it, whatever that mix is, whatever the stars aligning means in that particular situation, it seems almost like it can happen to you, I guess. And Billy Ray, it's cool that he reached out. It's cool that he's on the song. It's cool that he's giving the track a little bit of legitimacy, but you know, let's not be like, oh, hey, oh my God, hey, oh my God. God! If Billy Ray actually gives this song enough legitimacy to appear on the country charts, for me it's going to be aggravating, because it's almost like the musical equivalent to like a white savior movie, where the white guy has to swoop in and give the song by the young black artist legitimacy in order for it to appear on the mostly white music chart. Like he sort of ushers Lil Nas X in and says, no, it's okay guys, he's with me, it's alright. m.i.a by m.i.a was an album that was ahead of its time in its thematic approach and its sonic approach. It was pre-Yeezus and pre-Death Grips, and visually was pre-Vaporwave. She pioneered a lot of aesthetic trends with that album. I agree. Hard agree. In fact, I have made this very comment before in previous videos. I think, firstly, I noted it in my albums that I've changed my mind on video, the first one. And yes, m.i.a by m.i.a. I mean, I have no issue saying it again. I think it needs to be sung from the mountaintops. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It is a cutting-edge, inventive, and out-there record. Yes, a flawed album, sure, but it is so nutty and off the wall, and again, pioneered a lot of these sounds in pop and industrial hip-hop, and even underground electronic music, Bandcamp electronic music, that sort of stuff, that's really well established today. So yeah, m.i.a, m.i.a. Great album that was super ahead of the curve. Calling something YouTube algorithm core is dismissive, pessimistic, and contrarian. It's the modern form of crate digging, but since it's not tangible, people view it as not authentic. Personally, I find it really funny that there are people out there who are elitists about, like, where people find their music these days, because literally everybody is finding their fucking music on the internet, whether that comes through a SoundCloud search or a YouTube algorithm. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I could literally pull rank on everybody having this conversation and be like, well, back in my day, we'd go to the record store and blah, 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 blah. But if I did that, wouldn't I just look like a dickhead? I don't know, man. Unless you're the kind of person who only finds out about all the music they listen to through, like, obscure late-night shortwave radio broadcasts, I don't think you are really in a position to, you know, look down on how other people discover music in the internet age. We're all just clicking our mouses and tapping our phones at the end of the day. Anthony Fantano's tour poster spelt the name of the Vancouver venue wrong. That's true, it did. And that ish still sold out anyway. Tickets down below. West Coast tour coming soon. Come see me on tour, okay? A lot of the other venues are selling quick too, so I'll see you guys on tour. Yay! Cal Chester will be there too. Being gay is a choice. I don't think Sky understands the concept of this segment. It's been scientifically proven that the prefix little instantly removes all credibility as an artist. Yeah, I don't see that. I disagree. Hard disagree. I mean, sure, you could go into another little album, presuming it's going to be some generic shit. But does it remove all artistic credibility? All artistic credibility? No artistic credibility whatsoever? Yeah, I don't see it that way. It took me a long time to notice it, but your explosions in the sky tattoo is fantastic. Well, thank you. A shout out to the artist who originally made the drawing. I was so infatuated with it that I just had to have it. Ooh, I had to have it. The reason I got the tattoo actually comes down more to the drawing itself than the Explosions in the Sky album that it is on the front of. That's not even my favorite Explosions album, honestly. Mark Hollis was a musical genius. I agree, and also this tweet is reminding me that it has been an incredibly sad year for losing important, significant, and amazing stars in the world of music. Rest in peace to the man Mark Hollis. Boys do cry. That is true. Boys do cry. Men cry too. Men cry. 3-6 Mafia literally created trap beats and triplet flows in the early 90s, and it doesn't get enough credit for its influence. Yeah, you know, when trap was on the rise of popularity earlier this decade, I feel like they were getting a lot more credit. You were seeing more appearances and features from DJ Paul and from Gangsta Boo, as well as Juicy J. And it seemed like there were a lot more artists out there who were overtly referencing them in their music, or at least sort of acknowledging them as a major influence. I'll say like A$AP Rocky or the A$AP Mob is certainly an example. But now, as trap has sort of continued and launched into the mainstream and kind of become its own beast, separate from its musical genealogical roots, it seems like there's so much less consciousness of 3-6 Mafia's sound and style. I still think there are newer groups out there who definitely represent their sound and their vibe and the darkness of their style and their stuff pretty heavy. I'll say the Suicide Boys are probably the most prominent example of that at the moment. Them, Denzel Curry as well. But a lot of those artists who blew up earlier this decade on the internet and were bringing back that old school trap sound, that Memphis sound, and also had kind of a horrorcore spin to what they were doing, for the most part, a lot of them have kind of crested. And I feel like with that, the acknowledgement of 3-6 Mafia's influence has subsided a little bit as well. It's still very much there, subliminally. It's there in the background. Most of the shit we're listening to wouldn't be here if not for them. But there definitely needs to be way more acknowledgement. And I am going to leave it at that, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. This has been another edition of Let's Agree. We agreed so hard in this episode, and I'm so happy about that. I will see you guys in the next one. Anthony Fantano, agree forever!